Yo, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys another Naruto Next Generation discussion on the fallout from Boruto chapter 77. And today I want to both follow up on the big reveal that we got in the manga, as well as the brand new official time skip designs for Boruto and Kawaki, confirming once again that Boruto is in possession of Sasuke's cloak. We have to discuss whether or not Sasuke's time in the Naruto franchise is finally coming to an end. By now, it's not really a secret that Sasuke is one of my favorite characters in the series, and the idea of Sasuke rejoining the Uchiha clan in that big family cookout in the sky, showing up with some unseasoned chicken and raisins in his potato salad, is going to leave us all teary-eyed for a variety of different reasons. But it's now gotten to a point where now that Naruto's been sealed away, it's clear that Boruto's manga is prepared to choose violence and just rip out all of our hearts by cashing in on all the foreshadowing that's exists in the series so far. Just as there were signs that Naruto was going to be sealed away before the time skip, there are also signs that Sasuke might lose more than another arm or an eye before we get to Boruto's time skip. So in today's video, I want to go over those signs, and I also want to go over why we're going to be seeing a potential mirroring of Boruto and Kawaki that is sure to break our hearts. And because of how in our face this looks like it is, we're actually going to start the video off with those mirrorings before we get into the foreshadowing for Sasuke's death. That being said, if you enjoy the Naruto and Boruto discussions, but you want to hear me discuss other anime from reviews and lore videos and video essays on series like Black Clover, Chainsaw Man, Spy Family, and coming soon, other series like Jujutsu Kaisen, My Hero Academia, and Eden Zero, then subscribe to my KRYPTONIAN SAIYAN channel, which is again more of a lore-based and less of a speculation-heavy channel. And for now, the old Naruto videos that blew that channel up, they're still public if you want to view them. So getting back into the video itself, I do believe that Kishimoto's penchant for having parallels for the main character and their rival slash brother is going to continue on here. We just saw Kawaki betray the person he loves and admires the most when he sealed away Naruto and Hinata against their will after saying that Boruto's too big of a threat to be left alive. Now here's the thing, I think it's Boruto's turn for this to happen, only instead of Boruto being conscious when killing Sasuke, I think there's more of a chance that Momoshiki does so while in control of Boruto's body, and Boruto's forced to watch from within a small corner inside his mind due to what Momoshiki told us a few chapters ago, that Boruto fall into a despair that's so great that it ends up making Boruto willingly lose control of his own body, which again, to restate, is absolutely huge because this would potentially be the first time we've seen Momoshiki hijack Boruto's body while Boruto has a full tank of chakra, whereas all the other times Boruto had exhausted enough chakra for Momoshiki to take control. This is going to make Momoshiki even a bigger menace than what we've ever seen. He's already a smarter fighter than Boruto from what we've seen. He's quicker on his feet in battle. He knows how to use Boruto's ninjutsu arsenal better than Boruto, to the point he combined the compression Rinnegan with his own chakra and shot it off like a bullet at code, which if Momoshiki ever starts rapid firing bullets of Rinnegan's or starts doing the same with the vanished Rinnegan, it's going to be lights out for most people that he fights. Most importantly, Momoshiki is drawing out his full power while inside of Boruto's body, something Boruto's yet to be able to do, and there's evidence to support the argument that Momoshiki, when he's taken over Boruto's body, he's actually stronger than when Momoshiki fought against Naruto and Sasuke. This is going to be really important for us to keep in mind moving forward because we're now in a situation where Boruto's been primed for Momoshiki to take over. Their minds are now sharing thoughts, and Momoshiki has been gathering intel this entire time. But most importantly, if their minds are sharing thoughts, that means that Momoshiki being forced to bring Boruto back to life might have more consequences that benefit both of them, like how we've seen Boruto use Momoshiki's power to see into the future, but there's also the chance that Momoshiki's more attuned with Boruto's chakra than he was previously, which could lead to more of a headache. Right now, Boruto's likely to learn that Kawaki not only plans to kill him, but he also sealed away his mother and his father. If we go back to Boruto the movie and the versions of the story that you have in the manga and anime, Boruto was downright thrown into a state of despair at the thought of not only losing his mother while she was fighting for her life while Sakura healed her, but also the trauma that came from his dad being potentially dead. We saw this again when Boruto thought that Naruto was dead after using Baryon mode, the way that those tears are falling down his face. However, this time there's a chance that the unknown about their safety, being unable to see, unable to know if they've been harmed in any way, is going to potentially drive Boruto into despair because this was something done because of him. The idea of wishing he was never brought back to life, it might cross Boruto's mind because Boruto's a very sensitive child. It might be enough to make Momoshiki and his warning of what he told Boruto come come to pass, that Boruto gives up on the will to live, and that's what gives Momoshiki control. This brings us to Sasuke. Sasuke has been missing in action this entire time after he voices disagreement with Boruto and Kawaki being placed under house arrest, but he did say that he would go along with what Naruto and Shikamaru had planned. But the last time that we saw him, he was already suspicious that something was going on with Boruto, because Sasuke sensed Momoshiki manifesting outside of Boruto's body, and it gave him deja vu when Momoshiki gave Boruto the Coma Seal, and there's been nothing done with that plot thread, and that's not going to be something left out there and not cashed in. We haven't seen Sasuke since, and I believe there's a strong chance he's been monitoring Boruto from a distance if he hasn't been going back over the steps of the Anbu, looking at the various car hideouts to make sure that they didn't miss anything. If Boruto does go into despair and Momoshiki does take over, I think this is where Kishimoto cashes in on the foreshadowing that we got in the past, where Boruto begged Sasuke to kill him if anything ever happened to him, and Momoshiki took over because Boruto was scared of harming the people that he cared about. Sasuke in Boruto chapter 69 said that he should have been the one to take on the burden of killing Boruto when Momoshiki took over. You could tell he was upset that he wasn't there for his student, which Minato is somewhere in ninja heaven telling Sasuke, hey, don't worry about it, fam, you get used to it, especially after one or two of your students end up dying. But Sasuke was shown saying in the next panel that the next one who will have to show the resolve to protect the village is going to be Sasuke himself. Since then, Naruto's been sealed away, and Sasuke in the past has viewed Naruto's absence from the village as his sign to step in and protect Konoha. However, I think before he can go after Kawaki, his duty to Boruto is going to come first if Momoshiki takes over, and this is going to be where things get really interesting. This time is different than the last time. The last time we ran into several issues that people had to factor in. Sasuke had barely survived the battle with Ishiki when he was forced to fight against Momoshiki inside of Boruto's body, and if you watch the fight closely, while Sasuke had moments where he's doing well, he barely had the chakra to keep his Sharingan on the entire fight, which means not having the advantage of the Eye of Hypnotism, which allows you to predict movements. And despite knowing that Momoshiki was out there and a threat that he had to face, Sasuke was cutting his Sharingan off whenever Momoshiki wasn't directly in front of him. This is what ultimately led to Sasuke being tagged by the Vanished Rasengan. Even then, Sasuke would have been able to see it with his Sharingan if it was cut on, because the Sharingan can't see chakra as a color. By his own words, the sight of Momoshiki inside of Boruto, it mentally nerfed him, and he said that next time when this ever happened, he makes sure that Boruto was killed because it was his duty as Boruto's master. However, here's the thing, words are really cheap. I think when we look at the significance of Sasuke being mentally nerfed the first time he saw Momoshiki take over, it becomes clear that Sasuke's all talk here, and even though he'd be facing Momoshiki at full power, since there is no giant dump of his chakra just to open up an Otsutsuki portal that a lot of people forget literally takes 1/3 of 6 past Naruto's chakra cloak chakra levels in order to just access it. That's not headcanon, that's literally something stated. But this time, even though he's not opening up portals, he's got the bigger issue of, yes, he has his full power now, but he's not going to be able to harness it. Similar to how Edo, Casey, and Minato went from being this god level beast to sputtering around once he found out that Obito was the masked man. The fact that Sasuke has been mentally nerfed over Boruto in the past means that he's grown to care about Boruto on a really deeper level, deeper than just master and student. The signs are really there when you factor in the light novels, and in fact, you can actually look at the Minato comparison as a really good example, because in the Naruto Ninja Escapades OVA that Masashi Kishimoto was directly behind, Minato and Kushina wanted their unborn son, i.e. Naruto, to be more like Obito, which implies that Minato saw Obito as a son, and we know that Kushina definitely did. Sasuke has gotten attached to his student. He loves the potential of Boruto as a shinobi, but you can also see that he loves Boruto as a teenager and that he's wormed his way into Sasuke's heart. But as we all know, no clan feels love the way that the Uchiha do, and that has to be factored in. If Minato suffered such a giant nerf upon seeing Obito, imagine what Sasuke as an Uchiha facing Boruto after learning that Naruto's been sealed away and now his student is standing in front of him being controlled by Momoshiki Otsutsuki. Imagine what that does to Sasuke. That might be enough to throw the yin chakra inside of Sasuke, that balance, completely off, since the spiritual energy portion of your chakra is directly linked to your state of mind. It's only going to take one moment of hesitation for Sasuke during that battle, and Momoshiki is going to strike. The thing that we've seen is that every Otsutsuki who has ever been forced to fight Sasuke. They've always been wary of his visual powers due to his high skill level with them, and it's not just his Rinnegan, which I know there are a lot of people already typing in the comment section, but Naruto explained he doesn't have the Rinnegan anymore. They're not that scared of him, and I would say pump the brakes for a second. Kaguya made it a point to separate Naruto and Sasuke, but she specifically was concerned about his Sharingan powers, in particular the ability to use Amaterasu, especially when they were in that ice dimension. Momoshiki and Kinshiki, on the other hand, were more annoyed with Sasuke's Rinnegan instead of his Sharingan, with Momoshiki getting pissed off in the movie novelization when he discovered that Sasuke had the Rinnegan, and we know that Momoshiki viewed it as being troublesome. Jigen, on the other hand, called Sasuke the most dangerous threat on the battlefield due to both his Sharingan and his Rinnegan. He name-dropped both of them. I previously thought that Kawaki would reach that same conclusion as Jigen and that maybe Sasuke encounters him, but now that we see yet again that Boruto is drawn with Sasuke's cloak, I think there's a chance that Momoshiki is the one that clashes with Sasuke instead, with Momoshiki basically saying it's time for us to have a tiebreaker. You won the first round when you and Naruto beat me. I won the last round when I knocked you out and destroyed your Rinnegan. This time, Momoshiki's going for the W, and this W is going to be for keeps. Kind of like how I hope that the Kansas City Chiefs are able to beat the Philadelphia Eagles, because if my New York Giants can't go to the Super Bowl, I don't want nobody from my division to go to the Super Bowl and win. In fact, the idea that Sasuke ends up giving Boruto that scar, it might be something we have to keep our eyes on. It might be something that wakes Boruto up if that's one of the last things that Boruto sees from within his soul when Momoshiki's in control. That would lead to Sasuke giving Boruto the cloak and the sword. That being said, I'm curious to know you guys' thoughts on this. While you think that over, click here to watch my Black Clover Chapter 350 review, or click here for this Naruto Explained video.